Hello and welcome to another video here at Hobbies and Happiness. My name's Dan.
And I'm Jim. Today we are playing Alpha Clash. I'm gonna win.
Based off of our testing, Jim probably has a better chance of winning, but these are going to be some fun decks. So before we get into it, hey, how's it going, everybody? Thanks for being here. Finally getting some Alpha Clash to the table with some cards from Clash Grounds. After looking at these lists, you excited to get into this?
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right. Well, before we look at the decks, hey, if you like Alpha Clash, don't forget, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, turn on those bell notifications so you can be notified when we release more content in the future. So today we are going to be doing a gameplay video on some brews that I built around some pretty cool contenders. We are going to be doing separate videos going over the deck lists and deck profiles of each of these lists. Looking forward to that. Once we get those recorded, I will be sure to link them up here, wherever those links, and you can find that down in the description, wherever YouTube decides to put them nowadays. Before we get into the game, let's actually go ahead and take a look at these lists, assuming I can get to the proper button here. Here we go. Here's the list I'm going to be running. This is a Haven backpack control list. So it's blue-white control built around the new contender, Haven Biding Time. Once we saw Haven's backpack, beautiful card, was so excited to build a deck around, and this is kind of like my first go around. So it utilizes the new Clash buff, No More Fighting, which I think is a phenomenal Clash buff. Phenomenal. Being able to draw two cards, give something +0/+3. A lot of control spells. You've got Clarity, Foreseeing Fate at the top end, just a 2 of, and then honestly just a lot of stalling effects. The game plan for this deck is to stall as long as you possibly can, get collection counters on Haven's backpack. And then we do have a sideboard built. Sideboard is going to be going through a bunch of tinkering. Sideboard, which you can't see in this list, but it's got a couple of mystery items, which is an interesting card. That's more of a fun card. Got one of Veil of Convergence, and then the two cards that are probably going to be big is Shadowlight's Light Beam. Again, another it's a fog effect, and then Accumulation. So those cards, interested to see how they're going to perform. But this is the list. It looks like a pretty typical, pretty standard, typical Haven build in all honesty. So excited to get this one to the table. And then we're on Jim. Jim is going to be taking on another Magnate list.
Look at him.
So this is Magnate aggro. This is blue-green aggro. Honestly, not pretty traditional from the standpoint of it looks pretty similar to a set 1 list. There's quite a few new cards from set 2. Of course, we see Kagan at the top end. You've got some Haven Bountiful Collectors in there. Apex Swift Fighter from the new set. Raging Plasmax is another one. And then another new card is the Moon. A pretty cool, again, it's more card draw, incentivizing both players to attack and then draw off of that. Now, that is a card that utilizes, pairs well with the portal, so you need to have the portal activated, but that's all we have. Advantageous Maneuver in this deck as well. Again, that's more card draw and then helps you activate the portal as well. So those lists, Jim, what's your initial thought after taking a look at this list here?
Well, if you were to tell me about a year ago I was going to be playing any form of red or green and blue in a deck together, I wouldn't have believed you. But
very true.
We throw on a little aggressive deck profile or deck list, and you know what? I might be down.
Yes, yeah, you definitely might be. So yeah, let's take a look here. Yeah, that's what we got. Yeah, I'm excited to get into this. I'm excited to get this Haven list out on the table, and then we're gonna see how it goes. So, with that being said, Jimbo, you ready?
I'm ready. Are you ready?
I don't know if I'm ready, but we're gonna go whether I'm ready or not. So let's get into it. Let's go. All right, I won the die roll, so I will go first. So start of my turn, Haven's backpack is gonna trigger. We'll get 1 collection counter on Haven's backpack.
Yay.
And then I will put down a Sticky Fingers into the resource zone. I will pay 1 for another Sticky Fingers, the accessory zone. And then I'll say go.
All right, here we go. Big bucks, no whammies, Dan.
No whammies.
That was kind of a whammy, Dan.
All right.
Okay.
That's what I like to hear.
Let's go ahead and put the moon into the resource zone.
Okay.
And pass the turn.
Pass the turn. All right.
I tried.
Ready. Draw. Start of the turn. Haven's backpack. Trigger. Get another collection counter on Haven's backpack. Then we will put Clarity, Foreseeing Fate, into the back row. Pay 2 for Haven, Hiding in Plain Sight. Trigger Enter. I'm going to choose to draw a card.
Okay.
And that is going to be it. That's all I'm going to do.
Okay.
Over to you.
And draw. Here we go. I'm the greatest player in the world.
Okay.
All right. Let's go ahead and put Haven Bountiful Collector in the back row.
Okay.
I think. Probably not a great choice, but you know what? It's something I got to do.
Okay.
Raging Plasmax.
Okay.
I will go ahead to combat and swing at Haven, your contender.
No counter, no obstruct, because it's got flight.
Yep. No buff.
No buff.
Okay.
I will take 1 damage.
1 damage. And that is my turn. Go ahead.
All right. Restand. Haven's going to trigger. Haven's backpack is going to trigger.
Mm-hmm.
I will draw for turn. That goes there. Okay. Let's see. Now I think what I will do is let's put Haven Provoked into the back row for my expansion phase. And then I will pay 2 for Haven Taking Risks. So Haven Taking Risks, trigger Enter. I will choose to activate it. So reveal top card. Haven Hiding in Plain Sight. I'll choose to put into my hand, take 2 damage. And then Haven Biding Time will trigger. I will put 1 collection counter off of Haven Biding Time, and then get 2 collection counters off of Haven Taking Risks. Let me double check. Yep. So we're going to go up to 6 collection counters,
Cool.
which is pretty good. And then with that, I think I will, I'll just pass the turn.
Okay. Go ahead.
This is a really great start for me.
Stand everything and draw.
Okay.
And I have a ridiculously slow
Yeah,
start.
you got a slow start.
But it's
which
okay.
Which is not what you want for that deck.
It's all right. What am I going to do, right?
Yeah,
What am I
pretty
going to
much.
do? All right. Let's go ahead. And I'm going to play... All right. Yeah, I think I'm going to go a little... Not really go for the end game. So I'm getting rid of the moon in the resource zone again.
Okay.
Let's
I think
go
I
ahead.
like the moon. I think the moon works so good. I think
Yeah.
it's so. I think it's cool design. I really like it.
I'm going to go ahead and play another Raging Plasmax.
Okay.
I'll go ahead and swing at you for 2 in the air.
Okay. So all more flight. Yeah. No counter. No obstruct.
No buff.
Yeah, I'll buff.
Understood.
No more fighting. So +0, +3, draw 2 cards. I will take no damage from that one.
Swing in with the other Raging Plasmax.
No counter, no obstruct.
No buff.
No buff. I'll take 1 damage.
Go ahead.
All right. We'll restand. All right, start of my turn. Get a collection counter on Haven's backpack. Draw a card. All right, now we need to resource a card. I kind of need to hang on to that one. So because of that, I think I have to actually resource this card. I'm going to resource Haven Hiding in Plain Sight.
Yes.
Okay. And can I do that? I think what I will do. Let's see. Right now, that's only at 7. Because right now what I'm looking at is I'm looking at backpack. I'm looking at the sticky fingers, right? But I don't want to do... Because if I attack here... Actually, you know what? It probably makes more sense because I can still just attack your contender. So I think I'll do that. I think I will attach sticky fingers to Haven taking risks. And then I will swing Haven taking risks at Magnate. What's it? Magnate Awakened?
Yes.
All right. So we'll do that. So trigger attack on sticky fingers. I can put 1 collection counter on target relic. So we'll get a collection counter on the backpack.
Yep.
And so now it goes to you. Any trigger obstruct?
Nope.
Okay. Goes to me. No buff. Will you buff?
All right. No buff.
No buff. All right, so they bounce off each other. Or you take one. Yep.
Yes.
You take one. Haven takes one, but she is still alive.
Yes.
And then I think I pass.
Okay.
So over to you.
Stand everything. Draw. Ooh. Let's go ahead and put advantageous maneuver into resource zone.
Okay.
I will pay 4 for Apex Swift Fighter.
Okay.
Go ahead and tap down your Haven.
Sure.
Then I will go to combat.
Okay.
I will swing with Apex at your contender.
Okay. Let's see.
Apex Swift Fighter.
Apex Swift Fighter, I will counter with Lefty's Last Stand.
Yep.
So counterattack, prevent all clash damage that would be dealt by target attacking clash cards. We're going to target Apex Swift Fighter with Lefty's Last Stand.
Okay. Then I will go ahead and swing with one of the Raging Plasmax.
No counter, no obstruct.
No buff.
I'll take one.
Swing with the other one.
No counter, no obstruct.
No buff.
No buff. Take one more.
And that is over to you.
All right. So we're going to ready everything up. Start on my turn. I will get a collection counter on Haven's backpack.
Yeah.
I will draw for turn. Yeah. I could do that, but that's just not really gonna do much of anything, I fear. So what I think I do is I think I resource Haven Provoked. Okay. And then we will... Yeah. Let's pay 3 for Deliverance.
Yep.
Targeting Apex Swift Fighter.
Correct.
And let's see. I could do that to get one more. Yeah. And then I will... Haven Biting Time will swing into Raging Plasmax.
Okay.
So any counter obstruct?
No.
Okay. No buff.
No buff.
No buff. I will take 1 damage, get a collection counter on the backpack.
Yes.
And then I will say go.
Alrighty then. Draw. Let's go ahead and put Magnate Cunning Planner into the resource.
Okay.
I'm going to play another Raging Plasmax.
Okay.
And I'm going to pay 3 for New York City.
Okay.
Trigger enter. I'll go ahead and draw a card.
Okay.
Now all my guys are 4. Is it +2 +2?
Plus 2 plus O.
All right, so they're +2 plus O, so they're 4 3s.
Yep.
I will go to combat swing with go to combat. It's all one.
Yeah,
thing.
it's all the primary phase. Yeah.
Raging Plasmax. Go ahead and swing it
All right. I'm going to counter with Streak Blockade. Target opponent may only declare one more attack this turn.
Yes.
And then no obstruct.
Oh, no buff.
No buff. I will take 3.
Yep. And then swing another Raging Plasmax at you.
No counter, no obstruct.
No buff.
No buff. Take 3 more.
Okay. And pass over to you.
All right. Pass the turn. So my turn will start. I hate New York City.
Great card, Dan. Great card.
We're going to start. We're going to get a collection counter.
Yes.
Haven Biting Time is going to trigger discard a random card. Well, one random card from your hand is going to go on the bottom of your deck because of Haven Biting Time.
Dungeon a random card.
Dungeon a random card, yep. Let's go with that one.
That one. Magnate Tyrant.
Magnate Tyrant.
Yay.
Okay. All right. So let's do. Oh wait, I need to draw. I need to draw my card. All right. Okay. All these flyers are not good.
I love flyers.
I don't like the flyers. All right. So which
Philadelphia
one?
Flyers up in here.
Yeah. What am I at? I'm at 10.
You're at 10?
7 is what I meant. Yeah, I meant 7. Oh, that could work, but I don't want to. Oh man, this is kind of difficult right now.
Representing lethal.
This is kind of difficult right now. So. Oh no. No.
Uh-oh.
Oh man, this is rough. This is rough. So the question is, do I resource a card?
Do I resource?
It's that bad.
Wow.
All right. I think I do.
Now the answer is which card?
Yeah, that exactly. That is the exact question. So I think I actually have to hang on to that. So right now, because of Haven's backpack, all my rogues get +0/+1. So 1/3, 1/3.
Yeah.
Okay. So I think I have to. So if I do that now, and you've got 5 resources, how many cards in hand? You have 3 cards in hand?
3 cards going to 4.
Okay. These flyers. Apex Swift Fighter. Is he a flyer or no?
Well, I mean, with New York City, he is.
No, just
but baseline. No.
Baseline.
No.
Baseline. Okay. So if I do that, that's yeah. So I think I have to take care of it. So I think what I'll do is I will resource a mend. Okay.
Okay.
Gonna resource a mend. Gonna pay 3 for Grant Park, Chicago. So we're gonna get rid of New York City.
Yo.
So trigger enter. We're gonna look for a clash card that has 1 or less, or 4 or less. Right? Yep.
4 or less. Why was I thinking it was 5 or less?
Is it 5 or less?
Yeah, it's 5 or less.
5 or less. Okay.
I'm like, that doesn't sound. I think it's 5.
I think I will find a Haven hiding in plain sight.
Yeah. Uh-oh.
Probably makes the most sense right now.
Yeah.
So we'll shuffle. Haven hiding in plain sight is going to go to hand.
Okay. I'm in a pretty decent spot here.
Yeah, you are.
Pretty decent.
I just need more cards in hand, in all honesty. Yeah. All right. So cut offer.
You're good.
All right. All right. So we've got Grand Park out. This is in hand.
Also, I think I forgot to go over Magnate's ability at 30. All my stuff gets +1 defense.
Yeah, +0/+1. So right now, his Raging Plasmax, those are all 2/3s.
2/3, yeah.
Or 2/3s. So with that, probably want to. I mean, I might as well. No, we haven't seen any of them. We'll pass the turn.
Okay. Draw.
Yep.
All right. Well, that's kind of a decent hit. Tap 3 for New York City.
Yep.
ETB draw a card.
So you skipped expansion phase?
Yes.
Okay. So it's too late now.
With a choice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't want to put anything.
Okay.
Just got 3 up. Probably got that card to make it to where I can only attack with one other card. With one other thing. So, yeah, I swing with a Raging Plasmax, 4 in the air.
Okay. We'll counter with Streak Blockade.
Yep.
You can only declare one more attack this turn.
Yep.
Pass back to you. Do you have a buff?
No buff.
No buff. So right now you're swinging in for 4.
Yep.
Okay. So I will take 3. Okay.
Swing in with another Raging Plasmax.
No counter, no obstruct.
No buff.
I will buff with no more fighting.
Okay.
So I will draw 2,
Yes.
and then I will take no damage.
All right. Then I will go ahead and should probably tap the correct color. Magnate, Cunning Planner.
Okay.
Over to you.
Okay. All right, I am in a very rough spot here. We'll draw for turn.
I'm not gonna lie, this one defense is real annoying.
Yeah.
So
All right,
annoying.
so start of the turn, I'm at 4. Haven Biding Time. Dungeon a card. Dungeon a random card. Go with that guy.
That guy.
Another New York City. Okay. All right, and then I will get another collection counter.
Yes.
Off of Haven's backpack. Okay, so now let's see. The first thing we're gonna do is boy. All right, we're gonna pay 2 for New Mexico Desert. Get rid of the New York City.
Yes.
I love New Mexico Desert. As long as you don't attack a contender, you get to draw a card at the end of your turn. Then we will play 1, 2 for a Let's go for Mend. We're gonna gain 3 health.
Gain 3.
Go up to 7. All right, so back up to 7. And then I will swing Haven, taking risks at your contender.
Okay. It's just a 1, 2.
Right now it's a
1,
1/3, and then trigger attack. I will get a collection counter on target relic because of sticky fingers.
Okay. Doesn't really matter. You're not winning by attacking my face. I just eat it.
Okay.
No buff. No obstruct.
No counter. No obstruct. No buff for me. All right. So you'll take 1.
Yes.
And then over to you.
All right.
All right. So you've gone through. We've seen 3 New York cities
3.
because you dungeoned 1.
Yes.
Okay.
Let's draw for my turn, shall we?
Yep.
Okay. Huh. 3 cards in hand?
3 cards in hand.
2 resources up.
2 up. Yep.
Oh, I should go ahead and restand these guys.
Sure.
2. Huh. Okay.
What you got there, Jim?
Well, I think I have the best turn in history. So we're going to go ahead and play Apex Swift Fighter to go ahead with the trigger enter.
Okay.
Tap down your.
Not like it matters because they're pretty much all fly. Well,
he's not.
He's not a flyer. Yeah,
He's not a flyer, but he can't even hit you anyway.
Right.
So.
Right.
And then.
How many cards in hand?
2.
Okay.
2 cards in hand. And I'm trying to think if I care if this card gets dungeoned. Or I go with a 50-50 that it gets dungeoned. Yeah. It's like, do I care or I'm just like, apply pressure?
Right.
You have 2 costs. Can I see your discard?
Yeah. There you go.
All right. So the streak card is 2. Allow you to only swing with 1 more. That takes 3, then take 1. And you have how many cards in hand?
3? 3 cards in hand.
3 cards in hand. So I'm pretty much only gonna deal at most. Well, if you have that, then can stop another attack. 3, 4 damage I could potentially do here. Yeah, I'm going to swing with the Apex Swift Fighter at your contender.
Okay. No counter, no obstruct.
Okay, no buff.
No buff. We'll buff with no more fighting.
Yep.
So we'll draw 2 cards.
Yep.
And so with that, she goes to an 04, so I take 0 damage.
Correct.
Off of that.
Yes. Then I'll go ahead and swing with a Raging
Plasmax?
Yes.
Yeah, that one.
I was about to call him a Pixel. Raging Pixel.
All right.
Raging Plasmax.
No counter, no obstruct.
No buff.
No buff. I'll take 1.
Okay. Swing another one.
All right. No counter, no obstruct.
No buff.
No buff. Take 1.
Swing another one.
No counter, no obstruct.
No buff.
No buff. Take 1 more.
All right, so you're at 4.
I'm at 4.
You're at 4. Do I care or just add pressure? That is the question, Dan.
Yep.
That is the question.
Yep.
And you know what? Sometimes you just got to add pressure. You know what I'm saying? I will go ahead and play the Sonaro.
Okay.
Okay?
The Sonaro.
The Sonaro.
All right.
And I'm going to swing with him at your contender.
Okay. No counter, no obstruct.
No buff.
No buff. Down to 3.
Over to you.
All right.
Dungeon me.
Over to me. So let's restand everything.
Dan's the dungeon master today.
All right. I'm interested to see what this card's going to be. All right. So go ahead and dungeon that card. Let's see what it is.
Magnate Tyrant.
Magnate Tyrant. Okay. Wow. Wow.
I was like,
that was
50 or just apply. I'm gonna apply.
Yeah. No, and that's not a bad choice either. All right. So we're gonna get a collection counter on Haven's backpack. Okay.
Yes.
Let's draw for turn.
Okay. 6 more counters, Dan. 6 more.
No, it's 25.
Oh, you need 25 to win?
25 to win.
Oh,
25
dang.
to win.
Okay, never mind. 11.
Yeah.
25's a lot, dude.
I know. All right, so
We're changing that deck to be blue-red so you can just blow up my board. Here comes the boom, you know what I'm saying?
yeah. I mean, you Haven with red would be be really
dude.
scary.
That's scary.
Yeah, I mean, you could go blue, white, red, but
Yeah, 3 color.
3 color would be really difficult. I feel like
Have it for just here's the boom.
Yeah. Okay. All right, we're gonna resource a Grant Park, Chicago.
Yes.
All right. And I think I actually need to do this. So, is this the second Apex Swift Fighter we've seen?
Yes. I don't believe I've dungeoned any.
All right, so right now I'm at 3. We could go... Man, this is kind of rough, actually.
Got a couple top decks. Honestly, like, any big thing kind of rough for you.
I know.
So what, 4 cards in hand?
Yeah, 4 cards in hand.
Okay.
So you can get over and above my stuff there. Oh, man. So the question is, yeah, that's that. Man, this is really kind of rough. So this might be the wrong thing to do, but we're gonna do it anyway. I'm going to pay 6 for clarity for seeing fate.
Ooh.
All right. So trigger enter. Rogue clash cards I control are going to get +2, +0.
Mm-hmm.
All right. We're going to use her ability. Look at top 2. One card is going to go into hand, and then the other at the bottom. So this will go into hand. This will go into bottom.
Yeah.
Okay. Even though I can see an argument for keeping that in hand. All right. Okay. So now what we're gonna do? We're gonna swing. All right. We're going to swing Haven, taking risks at one of the Raging Plasmax. Trigger attack, get a collection counter.
Okay. I obstruct.
Okay. No counter.
No.
Or no buff.
No buff.
Okay.
No cards.
Yep. Yep. All right. So you get to draw off
Yes!
of that.
Best card in the game, Dan.
Yeah.
Draw.
All right. And then hiding in plain sight, going to swing at one of them.
Okay.
And then no buff.
No buff.
Okay.
It'd have been sick if I pulled off a buff right off the top, man. Yeah. That's sick.
All right. And then... oh, man. Do I make it out of this? All right. I think because I got that. Mm-hmm. I'm going to pass, draw a card. Over to you.
All right. How many cards in hand?
I've got 5 cards in hand.
Ooh, 5 cards in hand, huh?
Yep.
Draw off the top.
Yep. I swear if it's New York City.
It's not New York City, Dan. I mean, it's pretty nice of a card. I'm going to go ahead and put T-Bone into the reserve. Tap 6 for Kagan.
Yeah.
That was a top deck.
What was it? What's the name of it?
What is his name?
Yeah.
Kagan the dragon. Kagan the dragon?
There we go. Yeah. Kagan the dragon.
Kagan.
All right. I assume you're going to take out clarity.
Yeah, that makes the most sense.
Yep.
And you got 1 untapped.
Got 1 untapped blue.
And that one card is 2 and it's blue, right?
Yeah.
To prevent me from attacking with another thing. Yeah, I mean, I guess I'll just... Doesn't matter if I swing with this or the other one first. I don't think so. Let me see your discard real quick. I don't think it does. This is for the turn. This is for that. The same thing. That's slow. That's not going to stop nothing. That don't matter. You can't lefty's last hand. Last stand. Lefty's last stand. You've already had 3 no more fightings? Oh, my goodness. All right, well, I'm ready to see the 4th. You ready for the dragon? The dragon.
No counter, no obstruct.
No cards.
No buff. You got it.
There it is.
There it is. Game 1.
Game 1.
Game 1. That was close. All right, I got to go to my sideboard and see if I can stop this. All right, we'll be back in a second. All right, start of game 2, lost. So I'm gonna go ahead. I will put down a mend in the back row. Over to you. After I get a collection counter on Haven's backpack.
We don't forget triggers.
We don't forget triggers here.
All right, I'm gonna put advantageous maneuver into the resource zone. Well, let's go ahead and play the Sonaro.
Okay.
And swing in for 2.
No counter, no obstruct.
No buff.
No buff. I'll take 1.
And over to you.
All right. Start of my turn. We'll draw. We will get a collection counter. And then let's see. We have that down. We're going to put a New Mexico Desert down into the back row.
Yes.
We're going to pay 2 for Haven, taking risks.
Yes.
Trigger enter, reveal top. The Shadowlight's light beam. So I will put that into hand. I will take 3.
Okay.
Put 3 collection counters on off of Haven biding time and
Ooh.
taking risks.
Correct.
Haven taking risks. So we're going to go up to 5 collection counters on Haven's backpack. So a 2/2. Yep. And then we'll say go. Go ahead.
All right. Good stand.
Yep.
Huh. Wow. That's a little different. And it actually changes up my game plan a bit.
Okay.
So let's go ahead and put the Raging Plasmax back here.
Okay.
I will go ahead, bring out Terrence T-Bone Bonnard.
Okay.
And we're going to go ahead and swing with the Sonaro.
I'll obstruct with Haven taking risks.
Yep. So you go ahead and bounce. Or no, he's
no.
dead. He's
Nope.
gone.
Haven taking
Out
risks
of the
is
game.
down.
Terrible card.
I assumed you had no clash
No.
buff, no clash buff for me. So
T-Bone.
no obstruct, no counter,
No buff.
no buff. I'll take 1.
Okay. Then let's go ahead and play another Sonaro. The Sonaro.
Okay.
And swing at you for 2.
Yeah, no counter, no obstruct,
No buff.
no buff.
Over to you.
Okay.
I assume you don't have a free buff.
Correct. All right. I am not drawing in the cards I kind of need here.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
This is kind of rough. Okay. Well. All right, you're on 2. All right, so I definitely need that. Okay, so let me think here. So if
Think.
I need that, and then...
Think, Dan. Think.
All right, so that being said... We're going to resource an accumulation, and it's 2 collection counters.
Oh,
Just so you know.
okay.
And then I'm going to... I need the 1 collection counter on the backpack, because we don't miss triggers on Haven's backpack.
You said that was at the start of your turn, right?
Yes.
Oh, you missed it.
Missed it?
Judge?
Pass.
Okay. Over my... Okay, that's pretty nice, actually. Let's go ahead and put Magnate, this card, the 8-drop.
Yes.
Undisputed. That's what it is.
Okay.
Undisputed.
You got it.
Okay. Then let's go ahead and pay 3 for New York City.
I forgot it costs 3. I thought it costs 4.
Oh, no.
All right. You got it.
Okay. Swing T-Bone at you for 4. Obstruct counter?
No counter, no obstruct.
Okay. No buff.
How many cards in hand?
4.
4? All right. Let's see.
I didn't forget to draw.
You didn't forget to draw for New York City. So no buff.
No buff. No buffy.
All right. We're going to go ahead and buff with no
Okay.
more fighting.
Yep.
I will draw 2 cards.
That card's crazy.
Yeah. And then I will take no damage.
Sonaro.
No counter, no obstruct.
No buff.
No buff. I'll take 3.
Sonaro.
Lefty's last stand.
Yes.
Take no damage.
Understood. Now you get to dungeon me, though.
Yep. All right. Is that it?
Yeah, I guess. So.
All right. So over to me.
Show me your moves.
All right. We're going to restand, start of the turn, draw, get a collection counter, dungeon a card.
Pick one.
Pick one. Let's go with that card.
Oh, did I say 4? Oh no.
Well, you
I
drew off
drew.
of New York City.
Magnate Cunning Planner.
Okay. Okay. All right.
Can't hit good cards if you don't have good cards in your
have
hand.
good cards in your hands. All right. So we're gonna go up to 4 resources. Correct.
Correct.
Correct. We're gonna do that. Yeah, we're gonna do
Correction.
that, Dan. Okay. So that being said, I've got. Okay. So then we're gonna resource a Deliverance.
Ooh.
Okay. All right, so resource the deliverance. We got the collection counter. Then we do need to do it like that, don't we? That's okay. All right, we're gonna do it like this. We're gonna pay 2 for where'd it go? New Mexico Desert. Get rid of the New York City. And then we're gonna pay 2 for Haven taking risks. Trigger enter. Choose to reveal. Haven hiding in plain sight. Put that into my hand. Take 2 damage.
Yep.
Gain 3 collection counters.
Yes.
2 off of Haven taking risks. 1 off of Haven biding time. Go to 10. So now all my rogues get +0/+1.
Beautiful.
Then I will pass the turn. I think I passed the turn.
Okay.
Yep, we're going to pass the turn, and then I'm going to draw off the New Mexico Desert.
Okay. Let's go ahead. Stand and draw. All right, let's go ahead and put Magnate Cunning Planner into resource.
Okay.
Then I'm going to pay 4 for Apex Swift Fighter.
Okay.
Go ahead and tap down your Haven.
Sure.
Let's go ahead and swing with the Apex for 4 damage.
No counter, no obstruct.
No buff.
No buff. Take 3.
All right. Swing with T-Bone for 2.
No counter, no obstruct.
No buff.
No buff. Take 1.
Sonaro. No buff.
No buff.
Sonaro.
No buff.
No buff.
Okay, down to 3.
Over to you.
All right, that's rough. Okay. Draw, collection counter, dungeon a card.
1, 2, 3.
That one.
That one. Magnate Tyrant.
Tyrant, okay.
Ooh.
Good card. All right. So I'm at 3.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I need to get rid of a card, I think. Right? Yep, and it needs to be one of those. Okay. We're going to resource a deliverance.
Mm-hmm.
Even though I don't really want to do that. Kinda have to. Okay. Pay 2 for Haven hiding in plain sight. I'm gonna go ahead and gain 2 health because I think I need to.
He's like, I don't really need the card right now.
All right, and then I will. Yeah. I will pass the turn. Draw a card off of New Mexico Desert.
Okay. Go ahead, stand everything. Draw.
All right.
Ooh, feels bad, Dan. New York City.
Now you.
ETB draw.
Every game, dude. Every single game. Only 4 of in the deck, and you've seen 5.
I've seen 5 in 2 games. Yeah.
You've seen 5.
Yeah.
Holy cow! Did you just draw into that, or did you
just
have
top decked it.
Oh my gosh!
Just top decked it.
Okay.
Apex for 6.
Apex for 6 in the air. And then you're swinging in for, and those are all
This
in the
is
air.
another 12 damage. Yeah.
That's are all in the air. Because even if I,
Pretty sure it's over.
yeah.
Because even
Dude,
if you
that's
take 2
so
of it,
bad.
it's
Oh
over.
my goodness.
Yeah. Top deck for life, man.
It doesn't matter what I do. You got it.
Yeah.
You got it. Holy cow.
There it goes.
Oh my goodness. There it goes. All right. Well, we'll be back. We'll be back in a second for the wrap up. All right. Well, there you have it. This is your. I feel like this was your prototypical. This is what happens in a Control V aggro matchup. You know, like if the game goes long, then Control typically has a better chance. However, I do feel like with this deck, I really just built it just to stall. I didn't really have much of a top end.
Yeah.
And so we were talking, and I do feel like this deck, this Haven backpack list, right? If you're gonna do stall, then you do need to go all in on the collection counters. You know what I mean? Because then it's like, what am I stalling to?
Yeah.
And so that's why The cards like Accumulation, I feel like are really good. And I do feel like I need to needs to just get slotted into the main list where we're trying to just collection counters, right? So before we talk about kind of how the match went, let's touch on the sideboard cards. So Jim, talk about the cards that you brought out and then the ones that you brought in.
So I took out Advantageous Maneuver. It's counterplay for 2, and it's draw a card, activate the portal, or you may activate the portal. So I was just like, you know what? I don't want to do anything with the portal. I'm not trying to just like waste resources to activate the portal and try and bring this game into the later stages with the moon.
Right.
All right. I didn't really care about that. I'm just like, you know what? Take these out. I just want more answers. And so I brought in the 8-drop Magnate, the Undisputed, because I'm just like, okay, if I ever get to that point and I just top deck it, you know what? Perfectly fine.
The game's pretty much over.
Breakthrough, and I believe he has flying.
And he has Undisputed, which
he's not flying, but
no, he can't be defeated during your turn.
Yeah. So
I thought that card is a perfect top end for control matchups.
Yeah.
And so that's why did I have 3 in the sideboard?
Yes.
Yeah. And so you brought the full play set in?
Yep.
Or all 3 copies?
Yeah, full copies.
Yeah, all 3 copies.
And I was just like, you know what? I don't care. I don't want to bring this into the end game and getting value. It's when I'm at the end game, I want the game to be over.
Right, exactly.
So play Magnate, the Undisputed, end this game.
Yeah. Because the great thing too is I think he has that off factor ability, which it gives all your opponents clash cards -2, -0.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes. Did you think about bringing in Age of the Alphas at all?
No,
not really,
because I knew sometimes there were going to be. I didn't really care about clearing your board because I was like, all right, I just want to fly over it.
Yeah.
I don't really care that your stuff's there. And I was just like, worst case scenario, I gotta, waste 1-2 attacks to tap down your creatures, and then be able to swing in to do stuff. But yeah, I just overall didn't really care for it.
Right. All right, so let me touch on the cards that I brought out. So I brought out Haven Provoked. Haven Provoked is an interesting card. It's pretty good. 0/3 with Safeguard, but she gets buffed. She gets +1 attack for each Haven clash card you control. And then at the start of your turn, if she's engaged, you get a collection counter, right? Okay. Which is nice. So your prioritizes attacking, right? But I just didn't think it was doing much in the matchup. And then I brought out Sticky Fingers, which again is another one, which it's a great card, right? But again, in this matchup, I'm kind of just trying to slow it down. And Sticky Fingers got me some value in game 1, but I just didn't feel like enough. So I brought those out. I brought in 3 copies of Shadowlight's Light Beam. Again, another one, it's a fog effect. And gained you life. And then I brought in 3 copies of Accumulation because, again, I think it's a perfect card for the deck. And then the sideboard had the one of Veil of Convergence, which I think this is a good matchup to play that card. Yeah. And then maybe there could be an argument for having more in the sideboard, but that's what I brought in. Yeah. So overall, how did you think these matches went? How did you think the decks fared against each other, Jim?
Game 1, I mean, it was real back and forth.
Yeah.
And I even had really decent opening hand. But like you're saying, you were able to have a lot of the answers to really slow the game down. But in game 2, you even stated, you're like, I don't have any of the cards I need.
Yeah.
And I kind of just ran away with the game.
Yeah.
And that's what happens with the aggro control.
Well, and also New York City is a crazy card. I was like, I could not believe you had it. And that's why I had 8 different Clash Grounds. Because I didn't really care about the moon. It's New York City.
Yep.
I mean, I had no way of dealing with the Flyers. No way. And that's why when I drew into, so I was frustrated because it was game 1. I think it was game 1. I had Clarity Foreseeing Fate, and I'm like, she would be perfect to help clear your Raging Plasmax because those had slight staple to it. That is like a perfect 2-drop for this deck.
Yeah.
It's a vanilla. I mean, it's a 2/2. Yeah. It's a French vanilla 2/2 with flying, but in your list, it's now a 2/3.
Yep.
I mean, you just need to be able to fly over everything.
Yep.
And so I just could not believe you had the New York City. I mean, and that New York City is such a crazy, it's such
So
a card
good,
that
man.
you have to deal with.
It's like, you see my board and it's like, oh, I got a couple damages here. It's like, I got the one defense. All right, I'm just going to set it up to where I'm taking 3 damage. But then they drop the New York City and it's like, oh, you had 3 creatures out on board. That's now 12
Yeah, it's
damage.
a lot of damage
inbound.
now. Yep.
Well, brought down to 9, but 9's almost half of your life. It's ridiculous. And that's that can be on turn 3.
It's so crazy. I totally forgot that New York City costs 3. And mentally, I'm telling myself, you only have 3. All right, I've got another turn until I'm in New York City.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh no, it's 3, not 4.
Yeah.
So I enjoyed this deck. I think this is a lot of fun. Mend's a nice card, and I think you need this. But in all honesty, I'd almost rather play Shadowlight's Lightbeam because I think, does Mend cost 2 or 3? Yeah, Mend costs 2.
Yeah.
And you are getting 3 health. You are getting 1 extra health.
But paying that extra to prevent essentially just more,
more
damage.
Exactly.
It's like if I swing a 2/2 at you, right? That 1 extra life that you're gaining or preventing is the exact same as saving 1 resource with the Mend.
Right,
But when
right.
I'm swinging a 6/6 at you, well, now that's so much more prevention
Exactly.
for just 1 more cost.
right. And on top of it, you're preventing it, but now you're gaining life on top of it.
Yep.
So I would not be against taking out Mend completely in the list and then just putting in Shadowlight's Lightbeam.
Yeah. Yeah. Against like a more aggro list, Mend in the early stages, it's just a phenomenal card.
Yes, yeah.
To where I could even see you doing like a 2/2 split with them.
you could. For
Because
sure.
you're drawing a bunch of cards.
Yeah,
And it's
that's
just like,
that's the
hey.
thing. I was drawing a lot of cards, and that was one of the things where I'm like, I'm not gonna have a problem drawing cards in this list.
Yeah.
You know what else is a really nice card too? New Mexico Desert. I mean,
So good,
it's so good because again, it's playing to what I'm trying to do with the deck, and again, it's just 2 costs to get rid of in New York City, right? The problem is when you have that New York City on your board, you are just able to just refuel and then just go hard. I mean, you can burst so easily with a very low. I mean, that deck is just so low to the ground.
Very.
I really love that deck.
Yeah.
It's
It's just gonna get worse as more sets come out. It's like, oh, I got another 1-drop, 2/2?
yeah.
Not a problem.
and this is an eternal format game. This is an eternal game. So that deck is just gonna get better.
Yeah.
I'm excited. I'm excited for the future.
Does Magnate get banned?
Probably
Magnate
not.
get banned? Probably not.
Yeah. So what was your thoughts on the Haven list?
One thing I've noticed, and we've talked about in other card games,
Sure.
when you're building something, you fall into a trap. And like this happens to all of us, right? You're going for a lot of redundancy, and we're now losing out on a way to be able to have a board presence and control the board.
Right.
Because, yeah, it's really cool if you stop my 6 attacker once, but what if you kill it? Well, now it's stopped permanently, right? You don't have to worry about like, all right, well, now this 1 card that is now a 1-for-1, but now you're -1 because it's just a tempo play. But if you don't have any way to capitalize on tempo swings, then it's just a -1.
Right.
So, and when we were playing our other games and building decks, it's like, oh, well, we need to find a way to have a board state as well, because otherwise we're just losing.
Right.
You know?
Right.
So, yeah, I think I would for sure make a couple changes to the list. I would have to look at all the cards, so I can't just say
right.
exactly.
But the thing is too, right? There's a difference between building like competitively and building efficiently versus building towards a certain style or a certain deck. Because when you're talking competitively, then everything just gets whittled down to it's gonna come
like
out
the
to
best thing.
it's gonna come out to these couple decks, and that's to me that's boring. That's boring, right? I want to have different type of talks about let's get some different ideas, right? And when you have different ideas, you start spitballing different deck ideas, then you can potentially find just different types of builds. May not be competitive, but still. This was interesting. I would go back to the drawing board. I think this is a great start. I think if you go blue-white, you have to go all in on collection counters.
Yeah.
You got to go all in collection counters, and you have to have something that gives you a board state. You know, there, it's another card that I think I would fit in here somehow. It's Mean Streak Intercepting. The 3-drop where you can pay 2 to draw a card. It has interception on it.
Card's phenomenal.
It has interception on it.
Yeah,
Yes.
stop blocker or stop flyers.
It's an alpha, and you know what? Hey, guess what? You have New York City out. Okay, it's now a flyer, and
it kills a bunch of your stuff.
Kills a bunch of your stuff too.
Yep.
So Mean Streak Intercepting, that was a card where I'm like, it just doesn't fit with what I'm trying to do, so I didn't put it in it. Right,
Yeah.
but
that's a value engine. You could play it.
Well, yeah,
Board
and there's
really
there's some other like Mean Streak top end cards that you
Yeah.
could fit in here as well that go very, very well with blue.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think I would go back to the drawing board. I think I would fit in all the accumulations in here. I like Streak Blockade. I like Lefty's Last Stand.
Yeah, there's a lot of really good cards.
There's a lot of really good cards here.
I would love to mix it with a little bit of red just to be like, all right, I'm going to kill this.
I would do a different list. Like I would do a different
Yeah,
build.
it would be completely
I would
different,
be a
yeah.
completely... Yeah, I think blue, red Haven would be very
gorgeous.
interesting. That'd be really interesting. Yeah, we'll try it out.
Then
We'll
you
try
have
it
all
out.
the stall. You have a bunch of stall cards, and you're like, all your little guys.
We'll
You
take
attacked
care of
me.
them.
Oh, I have a quick action. You
Yeah.
now take 2 damage.
Yeah.
And since I killed that, your leader now takes 2 damage as well. It's like, sure, that's not the real win con we were looking for, but
I don't
if
care.
it works,
I don't care about the contender taking damage. I
Yeah.
just care about controlling the board.
Yeah, yeah.
Right. And then I'm able to refill. I mean, maybe we try going 3 color. Maybe we try going 3 color and just see what we could do
because
there.
convergence or deliverance, beautiful card.
But it's a beautiful card. I was so sad. I was so sad that I had to resource
When
it.
I saw you put 1 down there, I'm like, he has another one. It was instantly in my mind. He has another one.
Which I did. I think I had like 3.
And I'm like, he put another
3.
one. I'm like, he has another one?
Because the thing is, like, it does me nothing on turn 1 or turn 2.
Yeah.
It's like,
And how good are you going to feel dropping that to kill my 2/2 for 1?
Exactly.
Cost? That already hits you in the face for 6 damage.
Right,
You know?
right,
You're
yeah.
waiting for the Apex. You're waiting for the high magnates.
Yep.
You're waiting for the Sonaros or the big Sonaros.
yeah, I think this list is just a very difficult matchup for this style of deck. So, all right. Well, with that being said, what'd you guys think? What do you think? Let us know what you thought down below in the comments. Again, we're going to be doing deck techs on this. We will do a deck tech on this list, on these builds specifically, right? And then, like I said, I'm probably going to go back to the drawing board. I'm going to retool this, and probably in that deck tech video, we'll probably touch on the games that we've played and how we would change these up a little bit. But yeah, so that's what we thought. Again, let us know down below in the comments what you thought of the game, what you thought of these lists. Let us know your thoughts down below. And again, if you want to see more Alpha Clash content like this, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and don't forget, turn on those bell notifications so you can be notified when we release more Alpha Clash content in the future. All right, well, that's all we got for you today. Thanks, everybody, for hanging out with us, and we'll catch you in the next video. See you, everybody.
Take care.